Minutinho. My connection is very slow today. Okay. Now we online on YouTube. Hello, good morning. We stay here today with Wesley, Lurian, and Erica for training the English. My name is Katiana. Before I start with this immersion, I need to introduce myself. My name is Katiana. I'm a host here on Talk and Talking. I live in Vitória, Espírito Santo. I am engineer. I'm not a teacher. It's necessary to explain about this on Talk and Talk. I stay here like the other talkers for improve my skills in English. I almost complete 3 years, I think, on Talk and Talk. Last year, I start with this big challenge, like a host here on Talk and Talking. I'm married. I have a daughter. I have this big challenge. My big challenge in my life. I think almost my life it's improve my skills in English. And before I start on Talk and Talk, I move on with this big challenge in my life. I think it's necessary to explain the Talk and Talk. Talk and Talk is a platform for learning English, Spanish, German, Italian languages. Here, it's a good space for improve our skills in different languages. Here, we have a specific rule. It's respect each other during this immersion because everyone have a time for improve your skills in English, and make a mistake is part of the process for learning a new language. Everyone make a mistake because it's a new language for everyone, and it's part of the process. Make a mistake. I make a mistakes a lot during the immersions, and it's part of the process. And I think it's this respect each other during the immersions, and enjoy the immersions because I love this space for practical language. The topic today it's a totally new for me. I almost complete 3 years and I don't speak about this topic in English, and it's sometimes in Portuguese and neither, and it's totally different. The topic today is wild animals and conservation challenges. But before I start with the questions, guys, it's time for introduce yourself. Wesley, please introduce yourself for us.
Okay, I am Weasley. I am 31 years old. I'm married. We have a daughter with 2 years old. I'm living in Catalão, Goiás. We have 5 pets, 2 cats and 2 birds, 3 crocodiles. I'm software engineer. And in my free time, I like watch movies and series or TV show with my wife and run in outside. This is it about me.
Thank you, Wesley. And Lurian, please introduce yourself.
Good morning. I'm Lurian. I live in Belo Horizonte. I'm not single, but I'm not married yet. I have a namorado. I love to travel, and I think the subject today is really nice because one of my kind of travel is adventure, and wild animals in the nature. And I like to be here too to learn more about new language, about English. I'm hosting in French here in the platform, so I invite everyone to to learn French too if you want. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Lurian. And Erica, please introduce yourself.
Good morning, guys. I'm Erika. I live in Belo Horizonte as well. I have a bachelor's degree in nutrition. I work in some public schools here. And in my free time, I love swimming. I love to swim. And I love cooking, reading books. And I have been here in Talk and Talk since last month, since last December. And I'm here like everyone because I'd like to improve my English skill, mainly my conversation, my speaking and listening. And this topic is it's not a big challenge, but I don't talk a lot about this issue in Portuguese, so I think today you can learn together. Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. And for the last, Katarina, please introduce yourself for us.
Hello, guys. I'm Catherine. So, uh, um, I live in Rio. I work as a biology teacher. I'm single. I don't have kids yet, just a dog. I live with my mom and my sister. And yeah, I didn't see the topic today, so just a surprise, you know. So I just came for the schedule because I already wake up at 6 a.m. and oh, why not participate in the 7 a.m. emotion? So that's the reason that I am here.
For I, when I start on Talk and Talk, I 3 years ago, I put every I schedule 7 a.m. every day because I put in my routine this immersion 7 a.m. Monday to Saturday, and I I I believe when do we start our day with English, in your mind, I think it's more. Uh, you understand? No, today I focus on For me, I think I focus on my English. Okay, this task is okay, and every time I stay here, if it's possible, 7 a.m. It's more difficult because it wake up and wake up your brain in English. It's not easy, but stay with us, Katarina. This immersion, this time it's new. I started with this immersion last Saturday. Guys, I think it's the time for move on for the question number 2 because everyone introduced yourself. And I choose the Weasley for start with this question. What wild animals fascinate you the most and why, Weasley?
For me, the animals from the from here, like a fox, no, wolf, uh, wolf, lobo guará from here, and it's very beautiful. It's a small wolf, and the color it's fascinating for me, and other animals from here. I like so much from the fauna here, but the most is the wolf.
I agree with you. It's so beautiful. And you, Lorian?
I think I can say I like a lot too, but if I can choose one, I will choose the once. Actually, c'est le jaguar, parce que c'est la onça pintada. So je pense que c'est le jaguar. I did a trip last year in Pantanal, here in Brazil, and it's a kind of environment we can see some wild animals, and we saw a lot. We saw like a lot of birds, capybaras. I love capybaras too. And the goal was to see a jaguar, and I didn't see. In the end, I was happy because of people say for you see the jaguar, you need to go in a specific point that they conserve, they let everyone live in the nature, and that's it. And I didn't go until that point. I just went to a point like a park, and they said normally if you can see a jaguar there, if you see, someone will kill, because the jaguar probably will eat like the animals around, and that's it. So in the end, I was happy I didn't see, but I really like. I think it's beautiful, the color of the skin, and I have a T-shirt with actually two T-shirt with a jaguar and like a stamp, and it's really nice.
Thank you, Lurian. And Erica?
I can say I love many wild animals like lions, bears, wolves, but I can say about lions because I so beautiful lions. I think the image of the lion is so strong, and he's the king of the forest as well. I don't know if the lions in Brazil are in the process of the extinction. I really don't know. But I think in Brazil is hard because you have too much burning in the forest, the climate change. So I think you should. I think any animals in Brazil are in risk of the extinction because of that. But I think people respect too much lions because the image is so strong, and I love it. But I just see the lion once in the zoo, but not in Brazil, and I still fascinated for him.
I love the lions too, Erica. I think the image is so strong. The animal is so beautiful. I love. But I saw the lion on the zoo, and sometimes I think it's sad because it stay on the jowl. I think it's jowl, but for me it's sad because I think uh, the animals need stay in middle of the nature, and in the zoo I think it's so sad, but I love lions. I use Google. Anteater tamanduá is so beautiful, I think, because I saw one anteater, one tamanduá, when I was a kid in a farm. It's so beautiful. It's in middle of the nature. It's so beautiful. And other animal, it's a blue macaw, arara azul. Their arara azul is so beautiful. I saw arara azul in azul. It's sad because we have a Zoom next to Victoria, and it stays in the jaw, but it's so beautiful, guys. It's strong, and the color of the blue is strong, and
I see every day Arazu in the sky. The in the sky from in my house. 5 p.m. Every day elas passam por aqui voando todo dia. É muito bonito.
it's because you are living in Goiás. We have
Yes.
the it's Cerrado. I don't remember.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And it's the weather, the place where the arara azul live, and so it's nice. It's so beautiful. And Catarine,
Right. Well, about my answer, uh, yeah, I will give a silly question, silly answer, because the animal that really fascinated me is a duck. Yeah, in this week, I was talking about the interview for a job, and normally people always said the same question, like if you can choose an animal, which one you choose? And normally people choose eagle or a lion or this kind of thing, but I think the duck is the best one because they work in group, so they can swim, they can walk, they can fly. So it's flexible and uh, they have a leadership because when it's very cold, they travel for another place that is more hot, it's hotter, and they have to keep in a formation in the sky, so it's very difficult. So I think it's a fascinating animal. But the most of people don't think that way, but okay. And a Brazilian animal that I think that is very, very fascinating to me is the capivara because it's a friendly animal, and yeah, it's so cute, So yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Catherine. Capivara. I read a newspaper about capivara. I think 2 or 3 weeks ago about it. Is capivara? It's in China, I think, or Japan. It's the most there. Everyone have a toy with capybara, T-shirt with capybara. And I thought, oh, it's crazy because it's a Brazilian animal. And I saw, I think it's in China. I think it's uma modinha viral. Em português, and now capybara is staying in the every T-shirt and muggles, muggy. I forget the name. It's muggy. I think it's muggy. Xícaras and other space. And it's Lulian say it's very commercial now. Capivara. Every kid choose the toys with capivara. It's totally different. Guys, I jump for the question number 3 now. How do you believe the preservation of natural habitats impacts the lives of wild animals? Weasley.
Um, I think is this impact directly in their lives, the animals. It's necessary the preservation, like in Pará, the the agro the farms, it's expensive a lot in the nature, and if not preservation areas, it's dangerous for the animals, very dangerous in my opinion.
Thank you, Weasley. And Lulian?
I think the animals in general, they are part of or like of the world. We have a relation, like a dependent relation, and I really think when there is some kind of areas that is devastated, the animals they lose the shelter, the food, the place to drink water, and this is one of the cause for the extinction of some kind of animals. We talk about arara, and I saw one in Pantanal too. Is a really good area to see a lot, and but in the same time, I saw a lot of exploration in the areas there. People that is looking for gold or want to explore for some reason, and in the end, we are just taking the areas for the animals, and we don't. The most of time they don't do um, um, some kind of reversion, for all the problems they did. So I really think if you think about, I learned something. If you think about the all the structure for, say, I forgot the name in Portuguese too, se como cadeia alimentar. So it's really important to respect that. And there is a lot of things that happen for us, and that we need the animals. I remember in Pantanal, I watched a kind of video about a little bird that is responsible to take some kind of seed in the tree, and when he flies, he goes to another area and he spreads the seed in the area, and we have a lot of trees, and the trees we can have oxygen, we can have to breathe. So it's a kind of a reaction of the cadeia alimentar. And when we just don't preserve these, we have a lot of consequences too. So I really think the consequences that we are living now about the climatization and everything, it's not good as well. And we need to have more points, not more organizations, to preserve the animals, for protect our environment. That's it.
Thank you, Luria. And Erica?
I think everyone agree about the importance of the preservation of natural habitats, natural environment of wild animals. But I think this is so important because all the time, it's so common today, you see some news about animals that come to the city, come too close to us. I remember a few years ago, a jaguatirica, the ocelot in Jaguatirica. Ocelot in Nova Lima City, close to Belo Horizonte, come to a public school, a small school, and the kid come to the bathroom, and he saw the ocelot there, and everyone run and called to forest police. And when you devastate the forest, the animals become too close to us, come to the city, and here they don't have their own food. And I think I'm not a biologist, but I think this can change the behavior of the animals. And for us human beings, it's not safe, and for the animals, not safe as well. But I think you should get more knowledge about our behavior, because many people today build house too close to the forest, and you destroy the forest to live close to the forest. Don't make sense. And when the wild animals come to your house, you feel so afraid about that, but you can think you are destroying the natural habitats of this kind of animals. So I think you should get knowledge about that, conscientization, because it's dangerous for us, for animals, and for the climate as well.
Thank you, Erica. And Katarini?
Well, I agree with what Erica said, but I think yeah, it's complicated to blame the population, because I think the problem is the government. Sometimes people don't have money to build houses in the right place, because it's very expensive buy a house or apartment. So people just doing this working in the next to the forest, and sometimes people have choice. I live in Rio, so we have some constructions here is very next to the forest. And we have the other constructions that people chose to live in the forest, because it's very good living in a green area. So people have a lot of money and building, a huge houses in the forest. And the government don't say nothing, don't do nothing. So I think it's more a government problem because this is the work of the government during this kind of fiscalization, I think. And about the preservation, yeah, there is some species that just exist in in some kind of place. So if we cut the tree, for example, and burn the forest, these species will die and we never know about them. And it's very sad because we have a lot of species that we even know, and our government don't invest in search, research. So it's a potential, and we lost this potential because we are losing habitat. So you don't know if it is a species that you lose in the I don't know, 2022, I think was the year that the Pantanal was in fire, right? I don't remember very well, but I think it was in 2022 or 2021. And there was a lot of species that we haven't the chance to research about them, and maybe I don't know, this species could be the key for the, I don't know, cure of the cancer. And you didn't know about that because we even have the chance because we lost the habitat. So that's it.
I think, in my opinion, guys, I agree with everyone. But it's for in respect the space of animals. It's so important. I'm engineer. My first engineer is agronomist. Agronomist is have strong abilities with the natural things. Is very strong in our graduate. But for the other hand, we have other problems because, for example, if you have animal and go to this animal to other habitat, we don't have the cadeia alimentar, I don't remember in English, we don't have a predator for this kind of animal. And in Brazil now, we have a big problem with the caramujo africano. I don't remember the name of caramujo africano. And I work in the oil and gas sector now, and have a big problem in Brazil now because when we have a ship, the ship stay in one space today, on other space in the other day, and we have a lastro. I don't remember the name of lastro of the for the ship, but we have the water, and we the lastro it's full of the water of Brazil, and when go to the Africa, the ship needs você precisa esvaziar o laço do navio. I need to explain in Portuguese because it's more easy. And você joga água de um lugar para o outro. And here in Brazil now, we have a big problem with the name in English, it's coral 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 sol. It's a beautiful coral, but this coral is so predator when staying in our habitat in Brazil, died the other corals around. And it's a big problem in Brazil now because every space here is stay with coral, and it's a big problem in the oil and gas sector because now we have a law for this, because if you movement one ship to one place to another place, you need to clear the casco of the ship. Sorry, guys, because I need to explain em português. Limpar o casco do navio para não movimentar para o sol de calor. And it's important to have a space and preserve the space for our animals, and don't movement the animals in the different space, because we have in the future a big problem for resolve. It's now it's a big problem. The caramujo, coral sol, it's a big problem in our now.
Javali, it's a problem for us too.
Javali capivara in some spaces. The capivara, the family of the capivara grow up very fast, and if you stay in next to the farms, it's so difficult because it's every every corn, soja and other things, but it's not possible to have a control about this animal. I think the everything in the world is about balance, no, guys. And if you lost the balance of the
Yes.
problem. I jump for the question number 4 now. What is your opinion on the impact of illegal hunting on the survival of wild species? This question is interesting because now we have strong regulations, strong laws about the hunt. But for example, I live in a city. Vitória, it's a city, and if you think no, we don't have a problem about hunting Vitória, and no, I do canoa havaiana, faço canoa havaiana, and every day we have a problem with a fisherman fishing net, redes de pescadores. We have a defeso for different animals in Vitória, and every day we have this problem. In middle of the sea, you need to stop the canoa and move on the fisherman fishing net, because it's defeso, and it's a city, and it's a problem with hunting. And what do you think about this, Weasley? Because we live in Goiás, and I think in your space is more common, the person in the farm is hunting, or no?
Yes. Here it's a case like a Lauren said. I think the hunt in the if a ounce here occurring more, but here like you said, from the fishermen in the Piracema, the migration of the fishes, the occurring more prisons with the guys in the fishermen. Uh, this is this act for these people's impact directly in the life the animals these animals, and it's dangerous for the fauna.
Yes. And sometimes it's so difficult to have a control about this.
Yes. No, we don't have more. I think not have a strong policy in the case, specific policy.
Yes, we don't have a lot of ambiental policy, I think is
Yes.
the term, no?
Yes.
Thank you, Weasley. And Lurian,
Yes, I agree. I think we talk about capitals. I live in Belo Horizonte, and I don't see like this about hunting. I think it's more common in the forest. But you said something interesting about the sea too. So I think we can have illegal hunting in the other ways. Um, Here in Minas Gerais, we have mountains, we have some kind of environment too, so maybe we can have, but I don't see a lot of news. And as we said, I think this is really bad for the stability of ecosystem. I searched here the word for cadeia alimentar is food chain. So I think we have everyone, animals or humans, has a part of the food chain. And when we do something like illegal, we do something wrong in general, we broke this and we prejudice the stability of our ecosystem. And we can see all the consequences right now because of all the situations in the past. So I really think we need to have policies, ambiental policies, and we need to check this more because it's really hard to, because sometimes they will do this without anyone see. And since it's someone who is doing something illegal and is a hunting, probably they have guns, and I think it's a really dangerous situation too. And I don't think it's easy, but I think it's really necessary. It's the government must do something about. That's it.
Thank you, Luliana. And Erica?
Tatiana, you said about the strict laws in Brazil. I believe so. Brazil have many laws, many rules, and strict laws. But I don't know. I don't believe there is a punishment of this kind of crime. As Lauriane said, I don't see illegal hunting here in Belo Horizonte, but I can talk about the people that leave behind pets. I can see people leaving left pets on the street, dogs, and don't castrate them. So today you have too many dogs in the street. I think government don't pay attention about this kind of problem because we have a lot of, particularly in Belo Horizonte, I think, pets in the street. And if you don't protect the wild species or any kind of animal, you promote the disbalance of food chain, as you had said. But I think you should pay attention about this because illegal hunting is not about only kill the animals, but this destroy our environment, our the balance of the climate. I think so. I think everything is connected. Just it's my opinion.
Thank you, Erica. And Catherine?
Yeah, I totally agree with Erica. It's very good to think about that, about the animals that live in the city with us, and if the government don't do nothing about them, the wild animals will be the same. So, where I live in a big city, so yeah, I don't have a lot of hunting here. I never seen, so but I know in some places in Brazil, uh, people doing this practice. So, my grandmother was a person that live in a city, and there people usually do that. People usually did that, sorry. And I think it's a combination, like I said before, government don't have this act fiscalization, and there are some people that used to do that, it's like a culture. So I know some parts is very common hunting tattoos, for example, and people just do that. And some people don't have this knowledge that is wrong, and some people have this knowledge but keep on doing because it's cultural. And yeah, it's complicated because I think is more than do a fiscalization, is be conscious that it's not good to do that. So yeah, that's it.
You said one important thing, Katarina, because of the culture. In some spaces, some places, the people eat the animals, and it's part of the culture, and it's so difficult for change this kind of culture. I remember when I was a kid, it's so common in the farms, the people hunting and eating the animal. The name of the animal is paca. I don't know, I Google, but we don't have translator for paca. Paca is a animal and have one filhote, one children, one tem animalzinho por ano, por 2 anos. It's so difficult. You have a big population of paca, and the people hunting the paca, and it's now it's a kind of animal. We stay now in a station, tá em extinção, because everyone eating the paca, and it's part of the culture, the persons in the farms hunting this kind of animals. But it's so sad because this kind of animal have one filhote. I don't remember the name of filhote per year, or in 2 years, baby. It's not the translated. It's not correct, I think. But it's this kind of culture. It's so difficult for change. Guys, I think we have time for one more question. And I choose the question number 9 because I think this topic it stay in every space, every journal, newspaper discuss about this topic. How are the climate change affecting natural habitats and wild animals species? Lurian, I start with you, Lurian.
Yes, I can say something that I remember now about the. We last year we had a long time without any rain, and we know like this is a kind of cycle too. All the things happening about the climate, the weather problems, the warming too is because of the industries, the pollution, a lot of things. But we had a long time without rain, and the consequence of this, we had the air was totally cloud, totally like smoke, because we have the forest was like burning. And I remember it was the time when I visit Pantanal, and I could see a lot of areas totally burned, totally devastated by fire, and a lot of animals and habitats was really bad. Like they have a lot of prejudice about that. And the local people and the place, they talk a lot about that, and about how they don't have sometimes help to do the things, like how we have policies but no one check the policies to do. And I think in the end, is suffering is us and the animals. about everything. So I really think all the situation about the climate, the weather in general is we are having is we have we can see small small no is big, but we can see a lot of things connected, and maybe we just don't realize how all of this is affecting us. I really think in 10 years maybe uh, how we will be, how the conditions of the air will be. And Pantanal, the guy said that people who lives there say in 5 years, maybe people who is gonna visit Pantanal will not see the same thing that I saw last year, because everything is changing, and a lot of animals are losing the shelter, the habitat. And we talk about for us too the limits between the wild forest and the city where we live. And I saw a lot of people try to explore more, to try to build like commercial things. We have I think it's really nice, like Katarina said, like stay in a place in the forest to herd the birds. This is really nice. But people sometimes they don't have a limits, and they try to just advance, and all these we will have consequences in the future too. And that's it. And I think Amazon too is a big problem, but I don't have the property to say everything because I don't have all the information. But there is a lot of things that is happening in Amazon area now about the exploration, about the agreements about the government and the other enterprises that we really need to check about. And that's it.
Thank you, Lulia. And Weasley?
I talked about this yesterday with my friend. My friend is a forest engineer, and he likes so much ants. Ants. Uh, Specifically the the salva ant is a ant with the big head and red. And yesterday I running in the park here, and I see the revoada, the revoada for the ant, and I talk him about this. The revoada is common in September, October, but yesterday I see the revoada, and the impact it's here, it's now, and the rain, the climate, it's crazy, and impact direct here in the city next me, and this is a big problem. I talked with with him, and he said it's ant is adaptive, adaptive, adaptive most as formigas adaptam mais rápidos que a gente. I joke him, and us adapted with to that, and I think not. We not adaptive like I ant.
Thank you, Weasley. And Erica?
From a perspective, nowadays, you are living a climate crisis. All governments over the world are talking about the global warming and try to reduce the fossil fuels releasing the greenhouse effects. And it's still so hard because this kind of action depends mainly on the developed countries. And you can see in Brazil, for example, many forest burnings. It is affect the natural habitats of the wild animal species because the temperature increase a lot today. Today, for example, is a little bit the weather is good in my city, but it's still in another day it's so hot, and the humidity of the air is so dry, and I think this can affect the animals because in the past the weather is not like today. So I think you should think about more how can you manage this kind of the climate crisis and to help us and the animals to survive.
Thank you, Erica. And for the last, Catherine,
Yeah, what is the question, actually?
number 9. How
Number
are
9.
climates affect natural habitats and with animal species?
Yeah, the claims change the weather. So, like I said before, there are some species that is very expensive for a place, for a weather, and some conditions. So the climate change kill these species and change the what is the name? Change the places. I don't know. The biomes. So yeah, and I think the thing that I'm very afraid of is the change in the ocean, because sometimes we didn't pay attention in this thing, and the ocean is changed a lot, and this affect our life here in the earth. So yeah, I'm not an optimist person, unfortunately. Is a thing that we can back, and yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mhm.
Guys, I think it's the time for say bye-bye.